Hi, my name is Tyrone Everett. Grew up in Southeast Raleigh to a single mom, Florence Everett. I was the middle child.
Hi, Tony. Would you please share the most important lesson that you have learned in your life and how you came about learning it?
Sure. I would say the most important lesson I learned in my life is to love your family and love your loved ones with all your might. Love it with all your might because you just never know what might happen. Um, when my Laura transitioned back in 2005, and although she had been fighting inflammatory breast cancer for 5 years, I still wasn't prepared when she made her transition on a beautiful Wednesday morning in June. Um, Everything had been going on swimmingly in our lives until that moment. We discovered that she had breast cancer. Can we pause? Yes, Laura died in my arms over at Western Wake Hospital. When her cancer metastasized into her brain, she became inaudible. She was babbling, and she had been babbling for several weeks. But the night before she passed, and I was lying in bed with her over at Western Wake, she put her arm in my shoulder and she said, "Take care of our babies." As clear as a bell. As clear as a bell. And it startled me, and I'm thinking, oh wow, is she improving? But she wasn't. It was her. It was a moment of clarity for her, a moment of clarity for me, and it's what drove me the rest of my life, especially during the years when I was raising the children. It was her dying decree, and I like to think I pulled it off. Mm. I guess my biggest fear around her dying was having to raise two little girls in that mix. My son was 12, my daughter was 9, and the youngest daughter was 6. Um, what am I going to do with their hair? I mean, I come to learn that a woman's glory is her hair. Um, that stressed me more than anything. Um, thank goodness for Miss Gina, their hairdresser, who's done all the women in my family's hair, and my sisters, who came to my rescue quite often. I'd like to give a real special shout out to a woman named Cheryl Ragland, who was one of Laura's best friends. In fact, Zoe and her daughter Jordan, they were born a month apart, and I'm Jordan's godfather. But years after Laura had been dead and the girls were moving into teenage years, Cheryl came about when it was time for Jordan to have her bra and getting her lady cycles and stuff. Cheryl was there, and to take them shopping for different things. Uh, she really represented the village I needed to help me through those tough times with the girls. Um, I raised the girls the only way I knew how to raise, and I raised them as athletes. I raised my son as an athlete. I raised my daughters as an athlete. I punished them by making them do push-ups. I was raised in a locker room, so I guess I was doing the best I knew how.